Good morning, everyone, and welcome. You have found yourself in between the before and the after. This is the Interlude, and we have started the worship series this summer called Walking with God. Pastor Matt kicked us off with a great message today. Something to take away is that when you're walking with God, it takes two people to do it, so it's you and him. Just something to kind of carry away from that message. Today on the Interlude, we have spent a week long, last week at summer camp with some foster kids of Arizona. We've got Kyle Tridy here, our camp director. Kyle, we've had a great week. Give us a little synopsis of what camp was like and what we did up there.
Yeah, no, thanks, Chris. It was a fantastic week. We took 42 kids in foster care, ages 7 to 11, up to Mingus Mountain Church Camp, and just had a fantastic time. It was a great week. Our theme for the week was Journeys with Joseph. So great messages for the kids as they learned, Joseph's story throughout the week. We had horseback riding, we had zip lines, we had fishing, we had a talent show, arts and crafts led by Angela Anderson, and just an amazing time. The team that we have here is just fantastic. Everyone came together, as a new group in a new place with kids that we met for the first time, and just pulled off an amazingly successful camp.
It was awesome, and so heartfelt too to see these kids and give them just the time of their lives for that entire week. We've got a whole group of guys here, people here that really gave their all. It was an exhausting week. Everybody from the time we got up to the time we went to bed, it was just an exhausting. Giving these kids as much as we could. I'm going to ask you guys to just give us 10 to 15 seconds of your best memories of camp. I'm going to stand out of the way here. Go ahead, Gordy.
Yeah, when the kids came in on the buses and we welcomed them in, some of them came off, they were excited, some of them were shy, but by the end of the week, they all had smiles on their faces. We did horseback riding, archery, zip lining, and one of the things that stood out for me was one of our young guys who's 11. We asked him what was the most important thing to him. The most fun thing was, he said, Journey for Joseph, and that really touched my heart. And believe me, there were tears all around from them as well as us when they got on those buses. It was just a week filled with God's Spirit.
I'd say one of the special memories for me is just the kids, the love that they showed us, and vice versa. We just couldn't give them enough love, and we received it, and they saw God in all of us.
We also had a birthday party for the kids, and that evening, one little girl came to me and she said, "This was the best day of my life." Just touched my heart.
It was just great to watch the kids grow in trust and confidence, and just love on those kids and have them love you back.
That's what I was going to say. Just to give them such an experience that's different from their daily lives, and just to pass that along and just give them so much energy, and they gave it back to us. It was great fun.
Our memory verse for the week was Proverbs 3:5, and the kids were challenged to memorize it and then recite it for grandma or grandpa. And one of the little girls in our cabin worked really hard at memorizing that, and she received her prize.
I think the best thing I could describe was the child that we had opened up a little bit, came out of his shell because he didn't want to join anything. So he was beginning to come around. So that was great to see.
We're good.
Yeah, just to watch the kids open up and grow in the process, and what a way to spend a week of your life. It was very rewarding.
I think one of the best ways I got to knowing the kids was on the first night we told scary stories, and even though some of them weren't that scary, it was just a great way to look into how these people think and how they're all the same and how they're all became great friends over the course of 1 week.
One of my favorite memories was at the end of the week when one of the kids said, "This was my first camp ever, and it was the best week of my life."
I know I came in with really high expectations, and I know you're not supposed to do that, but it delivered and more. It was an unbelievable week. Kids were great, awesome. As like Gordy had said here just recently, that It was really hard to let them go. It was sad, and we showed them a great 5 days, but there are 360 other days that they need that extra help. So hopefully we can look at doing something in the future to work on that as well. It was a great time, though.
So I was the camp photographer, and it was wonderful capturing all of those memories for the kids, especially at the end of it when they get to have a memory book and look back on everything. And as we mentioned, some of them were a lot more shy and apprehensive at first, but my favorite thing was 100% of those kids that I photographed, regardless of what they were doing, when I asked them to smile, they had these big, bright, beautiful smiles. Some of the most beautiful smiles I've ever seen in my life were at Royal Family Kids Camp this week.
This is so awesome. The stories were amazing. I had a couple kids from one of my stories that clung on to me at the end. Her name was Amari. She actually came off the bus. Lottie saw it and wrote this really nice note, just saying, "I'm going to miss you," and had tears coming from her eyes. And it was so touching. These kids have had it pretty tough, and to give them a week of pure joy, I want to thank all of you for doing that, for pouring your hearts out, because it really was a tough and exhausting week, but we just did great. Can you guys all turn around? Part of the tradition here at Royal Family Kids Camp, and I don't know if we can get a shot of this, is that everybody signs the back of everybody's shirt, and there's some really great messages here. So I just kind of wanted to point that out. It's an awesome thing. One of our also awesome things that we did was we sang a song every day that Miss Aunt Jennifer sang for us every week. So we're gonna go to her and let's finish out with singing that song. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Heading for the Royal Family Kids Camp, heading for a lot of fun.
Nicole, come on, let's do the hits.
Just part of God's family, playing under the sun. Swimming and splashing and having a good time. Grandma, and devotions. It's a great time for the good news that God loves me.
It was a great camp, everyone. We thank you so much for watching us today, and we hope that you will all join us next year. This has been The Interlude.